Good evening, friends, and thank you very much for being here. I will try and give you a flavor of the External Affairs Minister's last bilateral engagement on the margins of the ASEM. And this was with Mr. Sartaj Aziz, the Foreign Affairs and National Security Advisor of Pakistan. As you're aware, External Affairs Minister had a series of bilateral engagements on the margins, and this was his 20th meeting in the last 2.5 days. Given that it was on the margins of the ASEM, it started with sort of a review of what both of them felt regarding the outcomes of the ASEM meeting, and subsequently it went into bilateral issues. It was for approximately 30 minutes, and the principal focus of that meeting was to try and take on from where the last diplomatic engagement between India and Pakistan ended, and that was the Prime Minister's meeting in New York and the agreement between the two Prime Ministers that a precondition for movement forward between India and Pakistan would be peace and tranquility on the line of control. And therefore, there was a discussion on that matter, and both agreed that it was important that the DGMOs should meet at an early date, because that is what can take this further. In addition, there were also discussions about other issues that we have raised on the agenda, and these relate to the Mumbai trials. We are now following this meeting. Mr. Aziz also has other meeting planned, and we will now take it from there based on the outcomes of what the two ministers discussed of what would be the next steps, and the DGMOs are in touch on this matter, and we hope that they will take this process forward based on mutual discussions between the two countries' DGMOs. I will open the floor if you would like to ask any questions. Yes, Parul?
That other meetings are planned, Mr. Aziz's. What meetings are you referring to?
I did not say, I don't know whether I use the word plural. I think he is right now also having a meeting with his counterpart, the National Security Advisor, because Mr. Aziz handles both foreign affairs and national security.
Is he also meeting the Prime Minister?
I am not aware of that. No, what was discussed was ultimately the DGMO's report to the army chiefs, and it's for them to work out at their next or whenever they talk to try and work out what would be the modalities of meeting at an early date. Yes, just 1 minute. Vishal?
You've reiterated that peace and tranquility on the LOC is a precondition for forward movement, and that for the last 10 days there's been no firing on the line of control. Now, is this a positive which India would have considered?
The understanding is that the 2003 ceasefire should hold, and that peace and tranquility on the line of control is one of the most important CBMs, both for India and for Pakistan. And if that holds and the DGMOs concur with that and they meet and confirm that, we will proceed further on that. Yes, Suhasini and then Srinjoy.
Sorry to ask the same question again. Was there any reason given in the conversation about why it's been 6 weeks since the Prime Minister's actually said that the DGMOs should meet? Why is it necessary for the foreign ministers to meet 6 weeks later and repeat that? Is there any reason for the non-movement on that?
You know, what happens on the border is best articulated by the sentinels of the border. They are in touch, and I would suggest that this issue is posed to them. What I can articulate for you is what was discussed at the diplomatic level. Yes, Srinjoy?
Sir, there are reports of an economic corridor.
Can we finish all aspects of this and I'll answer
Okay.
anything else? Anyone else
It
on this
is-
meeting? Just a minute. Yes, Maha?
Exactly, did you discuss about the Mumbai, did they discuss about the Mumbai trials?
Well, our view has been, and we've indicated previously, and then the External Affairs Minister did articulate this again, that as far as we were concerned, all the evidence that was required through the Judicial Commission was provided, including transcripts, etc. And this was acknowledged by the Pakistani side that they had received everything that they had asked for from us, and now they are proceeding with the trial. Yes, anyone else? Yes, Dipanjan, and then last question, Srinjoy.
Was the issue of Hafiz Saeed's and his speeches being raised by India?
Well, this was a half an hour meeting, and all the lists of issues on the agenda between India and Pakistan could be listed, but these are not the possibilities of discussing every issue. So we focused on those issues which followed from the last bilateral dialogue with Pakistan, or subsequent developments like when we have provided the information relating to the Mumbai trials and the transcripts, etc. So these were the primary areas of focus. Yes, Srinjoy, last question.
So, did the External Affairs Minister raise the issue of the Pakistan-China economic corridor from Xinjiang to Gwadar, because it runs through the POK?
Srinjoy, our position on this is well articulated. We have reiterated this on several times. We have raised it with both the parties previously, and our position is that the last time I recollect raising this with the Chinese was during the visit of Premier Li Keqiang to India, and our position is that the entire area of Jammu and Kashmir is Indian territory, and therefore we hold a view on that which is well known and articulated very well previously. Anyone else? Please. Last question.
Did Mr. Khurshid raise this Hurriyat leaders meeting, the issue with Mr. Sartaj Aziz?
Yes, he did raise this issue with his Pakistani counterpart, and you have yourself heard what his views are on this, and in the situational and the contextual basis on which he feels that he felt he's already articulated to you. He articulated a similar approach during his discussions with his Pakistani counterpart. Thank you very much.